This doesn't happen too often. I could be talking about a Korean manufacturer launching a luxury car, but we've seen that on 2 occasions from Genesis recently. First with the G90, then the smaller G80. So, no. What I mean this time is how Genesis revealed the 2018 G70 on Friday, only to give its keys to a pack of journalists the next morning. Then, it included some track time to prove that Hyundai's chassis guru Albert Biermann, poached from BMW M back in 2014, had been a good teacher. Simply put, the G70 is the Korean answer to the BMW 3 Series, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class and the Audi A4. It's also the most important car for the Genesis brand to date, after which it will move on to building an SUV and developing a car with an alternative fuel powertrain, expanding its lineup to 6 models by 2021. The new sedan is based on Hyundai's new rear-drive platform introduced with the Kia Stinger. But it's lighter and shorter than that car, sitting on a 112-inch wheelbase and larger wheels. The top-of-the-range G70 Sport version features an all-aluminium turbocharged V6 good for 365 horsepower and 376 pounds-ft of torque, an 8-speed automatic gearbox, all-wheel drive with torque vectoring, Brembo brakes, sticky Michelin tires, a panoramic power roof, and an interior full of nice touches. Think quilted leather and real aluminium. Of course 2 4-cylinder engines will also be available too, depending on the market. The 2.0-litre turbo gas motor produces 248 horsepower and 260 pounds, while a 2.2-litre diesel offers 325 pounds-ft of torque to help out its 199 horsepower. Regardless of which engine is at the front, rear-wheel drive G70s come with a limited slip differential. There's also going to be a dynamic edition with a tighter chassis, more aggressive tune and even softer tires. The G70 also gets launch control, a traction control system you can turn off, electronically adjustable shocks and variable ratio steering rack. If all that sounds good, it is because Genesis clearly isn't taking any chances with this car. As a latecomer to the scene, the G70 has to impress. Being carefully designed to drive just as well as a BMW while feeling as posh inside as a Mercedes. Apart from those dynamic requirements, the short brief was that Genesis needed to create a sexy Korean car, a Genesis product that's desirable. This is perhaps a tall order in a world filled with badge snobs, but not an impossible one with the right tool. Especially knowing how open Asian markets are to new. With all this in mind, former VW Group design boss Luke Dunkerwoke set to work with the brand's Korean, American and the European studios, showing clay models to Biermann along the way. The resulting 4-door was revealed to the press at the recently finished Genesis design studio within Hyundai's super secret R&D facility, and it's probably Hyundai's best work to date. The G70 grabs attention with its strong RWD proportions, pleasantly short overhangs, a dominant character line on its side, and a mixture of concave and convex shapes all around, ending in a small integrated spoiler. And while our eagle-eyed readers will no doubt point out some familiar forms both front and rear, the overall look definitely feels different than the luxury status quo. Genesis also went the extra mile with color choices and interior layout, offering the G70 in 10 shades, including a striking new red, 2 blues, a brown and a silver, full of aluminium flakes that really shine when the sun is on their side. Inside, there are 3 levels of leather options in a lot of color combinations. Surrounding the dashboard turned towards the driver, a La Beirich motor and worker. Another pleasing detail is that the chrome on the G70 can be smoked, which is liquid metal effect finish somewhere between gold and gunmetal. Sleek, sporty, and it looks like $1 million. Inside, what may come as a surprise to many is how simple the controls are. Big, clearly marked physical buttons with a metallic PVD-coated surface, milled aluminium rotary switches and a Mercedes-style single touchscreen at the top for all of your infotainment needs. The gauges are analog, but you get head-up display just in case that's not sufficient. This old-school approach may be surprising knowing how the competition is moving towards using more and more touchscreens, but there's something very comforting about how straightforward the entire cabin is. On the highway, the G70 feels more like a luxury car than a sports sedan, mostly because it's quieter inside than a small cathedral. Plus, our Korean spec test cars had softer suspension settings than the ones America and Europe will get next year. Genesis also designed the mirrors and the door seals with the aim of reducing road noise.